What's up, guys? It's Amethyst Hierophant here with my Beagle Daisy, and we're about to go on a walk and just talk about things, what's been going on in life. I've actually been sick this past weekend, just laid up in bed, not feeling good at all. Every muscle just hurting and aching, and felt a lot like the flu, a lot of coughing, and just definitely not pleasant. So I'm glad to be feeling a little bit better. I'm glad to be able to do this video. Um, just glad to be able to go walk in nature and just be at peace and enjoy being one and being whole and being connected to source and just the divinity that is within and without and all around us. I'm just really excited to be able to continue my journey. So thanks for being with me and hope you enjoy the walk. So yeah, this past weekend was not fun at all. I was just sick as a dog. Still not 100%, and it sucked. It sucked just being such a slave to the things that are out there virus wise that are meant to make us sick, to take us from a place of having everything all well and adjusted to a place where we just lose basic functionality of just muscle control, everything. It's wild how sickness and virus comes in and does that to us. So yeah, for me it's just been laying up, eating soup, drinking tea, trying to just not exert any energy, to conserve it all so that my body could heal itself and rid itself of whatever toxins it had to get rid of. And yeah, so that was my weekend. And I don't know, it was wild that while being so sick and feeling so bad that I was detached from my body in a way, that I wasn't fully there experiencing it, that I was able to kind of watch as the observer of what my character was feeling, what my avatar was feeling. So that was kind of interesting, but still sucked nonetheless. It's still just not a very pleasant experience. The whole time, I think I try to connect everything to ascension symptoms, and maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know, but if that's what some people feel as their ascension symptoms, and I can definitely have empathy and compassion, relate to that, because it was not fun. Just the pressure of the sinuses and everything is not a pleasant feeling. So yeah, I'm grateful even for the shitty experiences, because without them, we really can't recognize the beauty and splendor of when things are harmonious and everything just kind of aligns and we get the beautiful, beautiful moments that I always speak so much about. Just the moments internally, the moments with nature, the moments with other people, relationally. But the moments are just so special and gratifying that it makes all the monotony, all the suffering, the pain justified in a large way, because we're able to experience the moments of pure bliss and just experiencing this human life. My beagle is trying to find something. Yeah, so I'm going to just sit on this bench and take in the moment, take in the beauty of all that we are, through the suffering, all that we are, through all the the viruses that are thrown at us to keep us down, that we can go within, muster up our energy because we're so powerful. And when you become aware of just how powerful you are as a human being, how much power you have inside of your cells, and that your whole body produces a large amount of energy, and it almost at times is wild because you wonder, where is that energy? Because we don't always see it, and it feels like it's being siphoned from us, like somebody is using our very energy to keep something going that is not for everybody. It's not for the greatest good of mankind. It's for the greatest good of the elite of mankind, and that's no way to share this human experience. That's a way to slave others, and yeah, it's just definitely not a way to live, not a way to coexist with others, not a way to interact with another species or take advantage of. Yeah, I was this past weekend while sick, I finally watched the Matrix movie. I think that's why I'm thinking about the energy siphoning. Just how wild that movie depicts the behind the scenes of what's going on with the human energy. So I don't know if it quite looks that extreme, but I'm sure it's similar. I'm sure it's something relatable to that we are being harnessed for our energy, because we're so powerful that we can move mountains, we can part the seas, we can do amazing, miraculous things by sheer will and faith. And that is just truly remarkable that we're able to do that we possess that kind of power. And yet we don't tap into it, we don't use it. I remember in Christianity when I heard the verses of just how powerful we were, that with faith the size of a mustard seed, that we could move a mountain. And it's like, then why aren't the mountains moving? We're the faithful. And I think going back now, that kind of just shows how broken Christian philosophy is that they're preaching things that are not true. They're being blasphemous. They're saying that you can do things that they're not even doing. And all of these systems are just sprinkles of truth. There's truth within them, but as a whole, they've just corrupted it, and the message has been lost. I love that I'm able to make the connections now, and let me get that view. Make the connections and just see how all the various religions tie together, how you can find the truth within them, and realize that the truth was within you from the beginning, that we have always held the truth, that we actually never needed to look anywhere. It was always right here. And to me, it's wild getting to experience this, being awake. And it's hard at times. I get scared. I get lost in my 3D being and the old self. But I'm so quick now to enter back into the higher self and just come back to the moment, come back to the present, come back to being and existing and being one with all of it. Whereas before, I feel like I resisted so much and fought the flow of the universe and fought what I felt that I should be doing at any given moment. I fought the feelings of my soul and tried to pretend to be the person, the ego that I was told to be. And it just never worked out that way. I always felt like I was lacking. I never felt fulfilled. But when I started speaking from my soul, when I started just allowing Source to flow through me and started just flowing with the universe, then I discovered the beauty and freedom in all of it, in the exploration and the discovery, in the experience. I was able to see and truly see what's going on around us, what's going on within us, and make the connections and find peace and balance and harmony of myself, of the broken pieces of me. One of my favorite things now is looking at others and recognizing the divine spark within them and being able to connect with that and see that we are all just the God source experiencing itself in multiple manifestations. We're all just as unique as the snowflakes, as our fingerprints, as all of the things in nature that are just unique in their own little imprint. We all have a divine name, I believe, that we aren't aware of. I know I'm not aware of mine yet, and there are some people you'll meet who do know what their divine name is, their heavenly name is, so to speak. But we're all unique. We're all the experience together, the experience of God, the collective dream realm that we live in is how we decided to experience it. We got played, we got locked into something and taken advantage of, and it lasted for a good long while, but we're at a time of awakening now, and we're in that transitional period from one age to another. And the second of coming of Christ has come. And it's come through all of us, if we choose to accept it and lean into that. Lean into the sovereignty and divinity of who we are as a piece of Source, as a piece of God, as a child of God. And when I say God, my view has definitely changed on that, because I'm not talking about the one that the Torah speaks of. I'm not talking about the one that the Quran speaks of. I'm not talking about any of the Hindu gods. I'm not speaking of any of the Roman mythological or Greek gods or goddesses. I'm speaking about God as in I am, as in we are, as in all together. And that God is us. We are God. Let me untangle my dog real quick, because she got all tangled up. But yeah, the divine within us all. If you look, you'll see a beagle and her divinity walking in the puddles, just enjoying nature, just being present, just being in the moment. You learn a lot from watching animals and being an animal owner, especially if you have that familiar connection with your animals like I do with Daisy. It's just it's a really neat experience, and I love having it. And she loves being a part of my journey. That's why she's here with me. So yeah, just waking people up is not possible. Helping people to wake up is possible. And that is my journey. It's just being another avenue, another catalyst for people to become aware of how powerful, how important they are as part of being God. Because that's what we all are. Pieces. And in this awakening period, everybody needs to know that. They need to know the truth before they die, before they have to reincarnate and go through this bullshit again, because they're locked into karmic cycles and generational curses. Before they have to go through this shit again, people should be aware that, hey, you don't have to. If you want to see what's really going on, step over here. If you don't want to be a blind follower to the ways that you've been taught or how life is supposed to be lived, come over here. Come learn. Get out of a place of survival and into a place of self-actualization. As a teacher, I remember learning about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and just being profoundly interested in the fact that A, it's a pyramid. Why is it a pyramid? I think that spoke to many of the truths within itself, just that it was a pyramid. But basically that when our needs are met, we get to a place where we're able to self-actualize. We're able to become aware of the process almost, the process of our humanity or our own development as a human. And you can see where people get caught in the cycles. You can see in low-income neighborhoods where drugs are prevalent, where the need of survival is just all that is there. You don't even get to the next level of the pyramid, which would be like belonging and the family, because the basic survival is just not even met. Food and water in those communities is where those people are at, and it's hard to have any person get to self-actualization and be able to realize their own divinity. It's just sad that, sorry guys, there's a lot of mud. We just had some rain, so I am stepping on logs and trying to catwalk my way across this mud patch. So yeah, I want people all over the world who have access to internet to be able to view my videos and see one aspect of the truth, one person speaking out their truth, which is in turn living out my divinity. It's living out my purpose. I'm just here to walk people home. I love that phrase, that we're all just walking each other home, because it's so true in how I view what's going on, how I view this human life. It definitely ties into the star seedy stuff too, which is really neat. We're all just kind of getting to a place where we can return back to where we're actually from, which isn't here, but that we love here, and we can make here a pleasant experience while we're here. It doesn't have to be hell. We can make this reality we live our own heaven. And it just takes awareness of what's going on. What's being told to you, how untrue that is, and unlearning, and then finding the truth within yourself and within the secret knowledges that you may pick up along the way, because there are a lot out there, a lot of rabbit holes that you can travel down, and it's neat because they all will just connect right back to one another, it seems. And that's the beauty of it, is that everything is interconnected. If you know the Fibonacci sequence, it's very much like that. It just goes around and back into itself and back into itself, and in its own little spiral. And vibrationally, we should be aware of how we are spiraling as a person with our auric field. Are we in a vibrational state of almost vortexing downward? And I know when I was feeling bad, laid up in bed, I was not vibrationally uplifting. I was draining, and I kept apologizing to my partner because I was sorry for being sick, but she was more than gracious in taking care of me, and just very loving and supportive. Very appreciative to have my counterpart in this incarnation, because it really makes it a lot easier to do this ascension cycle. So yeah, are you vibrationally vortexing upward in a way that's uplifting people around you and yourself? Or are you in this kind of down vortex that's just pulling others down and pulling yourself down? And it's not to say it's wrong when you're in a a down vortex spiral. That's just normal. It's part of the human experience. But I do think we can be careful in how we deal with it, how we let it affect other people, who we let it affect. Because some people just couldn't handle that. I'm happy that I'm in my upward vibrational state, but even when I'm down, altogether in a general sense, I'm still very much spiraling upward in my journey. I just find everything about being aware of this journey now, moving past fears, speaking my truth, how it makes my soul feel, how happy I am just knowing that I'm out there speaking my truth, that there's nothing hidden anymore. The veil is lifted, the veil is torn, we're done with the veil. It's just time for the truth, and whoever has a problem with that, well, they're not on the side of truth. I'm just so thankful that I get to have a channel. That's what this is. It's a channel. It's my YouTube channel. It's my channeling out. My channeling in, because a lot of what I say isn't actually coming from me. It's just me speaking from my soul. And it's just me channeling to you my truth, my essence, my soul, so that you get to see and experience my journey through my set of eyes. You get to hear what I'm discovering. And these first 4 videos have been just me getting comfortable doing this, being able to recognize that I can just come out here and talk, and that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Any fear that I thought there was just like any other fear in life, made up. It was false. It was just something hindering me from using my throat chakra. And now that I've moved past that, it's profoundly affected me in every aspect of my life. I just am speaking more from my throat when I see something, and that's great. That's me letting my soul be authentic and speak for itself, and not being hidden and hindered by fear. But yeah, these first 4 videos have been just kind of experimental for me. Like I said, this is my video journal. It's not even about anything other than my channel, my channeling, where I channel from. And if anything, this is my documentary back to myself on a spaceship way above the earth who's playing in my avatar body. I mean, it's just a place that I can speak my truth, and it can be seen publicly by anybody who cares to see it. But I do want to get into more content creation stuff where I focus on specific things and talk on just topics that have interested me along the way. I feel like the Anunnaki is going to be one of the more recent ones that I do soon, because it's been an area that I've just been extremely fascinated by and have found myself going into rabbit hole after rabbit hole. I actually did my numerology today. I just sat down. Like I said, I've been feeling sick, so today was my first day with energy. I just sat down and went online and looked at how to do numerology, understanding there's different styles to it, the Pythagorean and the Chaldean styles of going about getting the numerology for your name and the alphabet. So I was really interested with that and finding my numbers. Sorry, my dog. She's exploring, doing beagle things. But yeah, my numerology, I've known some of my core numbers, like my life path and destiny number, but I was going deeper today and just looking at how it varies from if I include my middle name, if I use one style versus another, what the larger numbers are that actually deduce down to the single digits. I found that interesting that my Chowdian one was 66, just because there's that pair of numbers, 33 being the vertebrae in the spine, and then it being two of them would be 66. I just found that interesting, especially with genders, that we're split from one spirit down to two vessels in order to then create. I just found that interesting. So yeah, I would encourage you to explore your numerology just because it's fun. It's neat to see how it connects to us and how it profoundly is correct, because nothing is by chance, nothing is by surprise. Everything was orchestrated, and the name that we received when we came onto this planet Earth on whatever specific day and at whatever specific time, it all ties into who we are. I would love to see somebody who has a chart that is just completely wrong, because I don't think there would be many people out there with that. It seems like the astrology does not lie, especially when it's done in a way where you're exploring it yourself and recognizing the connections yourself. And wow, all this was kind of written in the stars, because it is. It was all written in the stars, where we are, what's going on. I actually was reading on Facebook that there are people saying that even this comet that's passing the Earth right now, I can't remember its name exactly, CTF, something like that. Um, Hold on, let me look it up. Believe it or not, I actually had it right. Comet ZTF. Yeah, so it's passing by. It's a green comet, which is really cool. Not kind of cool. That's really fucking cool. It's a green comet. At least green from the way that we see it and how its tail looks to us based on where we are. But anyway, it's green, and that's fucking awesome. Heart chakra. Um, they say the last time we could see this from Earth, or that it passed by this close, was 50,000 years ago. So that was a significant amount of time. That was before any of this looked like it looks now. And that's really cool that those energies from this specific comet are back in our orbit, and we're able to actually see it with the naked eye within like the next week, I think beginning of February. It's when it's going to be the closest to the Earth. So that's just wild, that things are written in the stars, that everything is moving in its own little cosmic dance, and it affects us in profound ways, but in ways that are already written. It's already been pre-planned, it's already been pre-known, that all of what we're experiencing has a purpose, has a meaning, and it's leading to something. It's happening for a reason, and we just have to trust and flow with it. Don't fight the flow. If you fight the flow of the universe, of course you're going to get bad things. Of course you're going to lose everything. You're going to have just total unsuccess, because you're fighting against yourself, essentially. You're fighting against what your better self collectively knows is best. And I'm so thankful that I came to that realization, that I don't have to fight myself. I don't have to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. I can just be exactly who I am right now. I can lay in bed all weekend, feel absolutely shitty, but then you know what? I can feel a little bit better, and I can just come out in nature, and I can just be with myself, and just speak about what's important to me, what's been going on with me. I love this journey. I won't be able to say it enough. I love this journey. Everything about it. I love the people that influenced me on my journey. I mentioned before that Nathan, with his Vibes and Frequencies channel on YouTube, is just huge inspiration for me, and continuously through everything that I go through, it seems like his channeling is speaking directly to me, and that's what's supposed to happen. And that's my wish for this channel, is that even if it only captures one person in just the right moment and allows them to think more clearly or recognize something that was otherwise hidden from them, then that's what my journey was, to awaken that one person, to help them in being awake. Not to awaken them, but to help them to see and to come to know the truth of who they are and what their mission is, which is to help one other person, if it is. But if we all did that, everybody would be able to see, and we would not be these powerful beings bound in chains. If you're familiar with tarot, then you know the devil card, which is the one that just came to me, and it just popped in my head very, very vividly. And we don't want to be in chains. We don't want to be the devil card. What we want is the lovers. We want to just live in harmony, to just be able to be here. I mean, we were put here. We were created here. This is where we're from. Just let us exist here. Don't harness us like batteries. Let us just live. That's not in universal law, and it's not going to be forever. And we just have to help others to recognize who they are, to look within, to look around them, and see that we are the creators, that all of this is because of us, and that we don't have to be taken advantage of by a corrupt system of elites, that we can take back our own power. I'm thinking now about this meme that I saw. It's a caution sign. It's got the shark attacking the little fish, and it says don't panic, because the little fish by themselves are so small. If they panic and they're separated from one another, of course the shark's going to be able to eat them. But then the second picture below is where all the little fish get together, and together they appear to be bigger than the shark, than the quote-unquote big fish. They appear collectively to be even bigger. And we need to do that. We need to collectively rise above the big fish, the ones who think that they're in charge and that they can just keep this way of breaking universal law and free will going, that they can continue in their satanic plot. And we need to know that we collectively can rise above that. We are bigger than the biggest dark entity together. Together, we are more powerful than we could ever know. And that's what we need to become aware of, is that together, we are so powerful. We are just mind-blowingly powerful. And that's what's known by these darker forces, and that's why we are in this matrix, this program, this simulation that is not correctly aligned to how we would actually be living should our souls be free. This is how it looks when darker forces are in control. And we're moving beyond that collectively. I feel it. Many people feel it. We're done. And that's the beauty of me getting to share my message and my journey, is that that's all it is. It's just me as one person saying, I see what's going on, and I'm choosing to not exist in that matrix any longer. I'm choosing to go on my own soul's journey, live my truth, live my purpose, speak my truth, and be one of what is collectively known as God and Source. Every breath I take is confirmation that I'm here with a purpose, that I'm still here, I'm still doing something. And as long as I live true to my soul and what feels like I should be doing within my soul, within my purpose, within my mission, well, then I never need to worry again, because the universe will always provide for me. It will always take care of me as long as I'm living true to my mission here, which is to help people see the truth, to help people see who they are, how powerful they are, and what together we can accomplish if we all come together and understand our power individually and collectively. Thanks for walking with me, guys. I just thank you. Thank you so much for walking with me, for being a part of my journey, for being a part of my mission. I love you all dearly.